Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Great to have you with us. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Joe Biden continues his Embarrass the U.S. tour, and he's doing a really good job of it. Really, really good job of embarrassing the United States of America. He sat down with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. A reporter asked Zelensky how quickly after the war with Russia he would want Ukraine to join NATO, and Biden stepped in to answer.
President Zelensky, how soon after the war would you like to be in NATO? How soon after the war would you like to join NATO?
An hour and 20 minutes.
Here we go.
You guys ask really insightful questions.
All right, guys, gotta get up.
Gosh. Hour and 20 minutes. You guys ask really insightful questions. Is he? He thinks he's so funny.
I know.
I don't know.
He's just not.
Where do you get the hour and 20? Is there like code there? I don't want to look too deeply into Joe Biden's brain, but
I think it's just something that popped into us. It was a quick transition, I guess.
He called Zelensky Vladimir at one point yesterday too. That's
I'm sure he doesn't know the guy's name. Also, gave a speech where he wanted us all to believe that he's brilliant. Watch
I had
this.
the great honor as United States Senator of championing Lithuania and other Baltic states to join NATO in 2004. Wasn't I brilliant doing that?
No. I'm going to say no.
That's your vote?
Yeah. My vote is no.
Vote is no
On that.
So you're
not brilliant
on
doing
record as saying
No.
Joe Biden not brilliant.
No. Right. Exactly.
Okay.
And he struggled with numbers and sentence structure concepts. Check this out.
Soon NATO will be the 32nd freestanding, have 32 freestanding members.
Yeah, that's not
standing
funny.
together to defend our people and our territory.
Good gosh. It's just not funny. Period. It's humiliating and dangerous is what it is. It sends a bad signal to our allies and a frightening signal to our enemies. It shows them that we've got an incompetent buffoon at the head of this country. And he tries to laugh it off. God, jeez, go home. Go to a rest home and stay there. Just spend your last years, however many there may be, just enjoying yourself. You've made all kinds of money. All right, you made $17 million in a 3-year period of time. Just go enjoy that and leave the rest of us alone.
He doesn't deserve the rest home. Man. He needs a federal prison.
Yeah, that's not going to happen, but I would love it if it did. And of course, it's not a Biden speech without multiple lines being flubbed, as he did with the 30 free, 33 free, 30 free. Here's that.
One country cannot be allowed to seize its neighbor's territory by force. Russia could end this war tomorrow by withdrawing its forces from Ukraine, wrecking its international borders, and ceasing its attacks on its inhumane attacks on Russia. By Russia on Ukraine.
Bro.
For some reason, they can't get that right. I don't know what the deal is with that, but they're screwing that up, and not just him, but the whole administration does that. Who was it the other day? Who was
that was one of the spokesholes over at the Pentagon,
talking about how Ukraine had lost the war strategically over and over. Said it even when he was correcting. You mean Russia? Yeah. I'm sorry. Ukraine has lost the war strategically. And he said it again. Jeez. But the stupidity continues at Wimbledon. Look what they did to Russian tennis star Daniil Medvedev.
Oh, interesting.
They removed, I guess, the Russian flag from his... on
the little screen there.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, that's petty.
Whatever. It's stupid. It's stupid. But at least they allowed the Russians to participate for a while there. They were telling Russians and Belarusians they couldn't even participate in sporting events.
All right.
Whatever.
By the way,
did Eubanks go on to win that? Do we know?
bro, look at me.
Need to look into
Mr.
that.
Wimbledon over here. Hang on a second. Eubanks, Medvedev results. All right, let's find out, shall we? Looks like no, he did not.
Dang it!
He lost. He lost 6-4. Then he won 6-1, 6-4. Then he lost 7-6. Oh, this was epic.
And he was ahead 2-0 in the fifth.
Yeah. Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
So then he lost that one 6-1 though.
Oh, what?
So yeah. So it was
Look,
6-4.
show the screen again, because it looked like in the fifth set he was up by 2-0. Show the screen.
Oh, I see.
See there? It says 2-0. How'd that happen? No,
2-0
okay,
Medvedev.
Medvedev
Yeah,
was up.
okay.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's what.
All right, so we got
I mixed
there.
that up. We got that.
But-
So we lost the last set 6-1.
Yeah, that sucks.
Ow.
He was up 2-1 and then basically lost in overtime.
Yeah.
In the fourth set,
Sucks.
and then lost the fifth one. Dang, bro.
That's too bad.
I wish you hadn't had me look that
bad.
up. Now it ruined my day.
Yeah, dang
It ruined my day. Speaking of Wimbledon, that's apparently what got Larry Nassar stabbed in prison because he remarked to another prisoner that he wished girls played at Wimbledon. Bro,
Girls do play at Wimbledon.
I think, okay, let's think of Larry Nassar's past. Mm-hmm. I think he means girls
Really?
at Wimbledon.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, he's in there for doing things to girls.
Right, to girls.
And gymnastics.
Wow.
Oh, man.
Wow. Yeah, he got stabbed. I think he was shivved 10 times.
10
right?
times, yeah.
Woo.
Okay.
And he's still alive.
Guess you'll keep
Somehow.
your sports musings to yourself going forward, Larry.
Yeah.
You pedo freak.
It's happened before. He's been either stabbed or beaten before. I don't think he's well liked in the prison. Yeah. Usually the pedophiles don't do well in those places. I mean, they do have some standards in prison apparently, and that's one of them. That's one of them. So. Also, Mika sounded pretty concerned yesterday on MSNBC when she was talking about Joe Biden. Now, this might be a good sign. Maybe some lefties are starting to wake up here and realize this guy is not capable of another term. He's not capable of this one, let alone another one after it. Here's what she had to say.
Reagan, they also managed his schedule very carefully.
Yeah, I think his staff needs to own his age. I'm just going to be honest. I don't think they do a good job helping out the president. And I'm not talking about it like, I'm just saying if you are managing a president's schedule and you are managing a president getting on stage and getting off stage and getting on planes and getting off planes, and yes, he's 80. You need to be there for him and you need to make a pathway. And you sure as hell better make sure he doesn't fall on a sandbag. And I blame the staff for that. I mean, these are the things that are going to hurt him. These are things that are going to be played on a loop. Okay? Let him do his job. Let him do his speeches. Let him work on policy. Let him do his connections in Congress, unlike any president that we've seen. I don't know, since Clinton. But my God,
What does
make
that mean?
sure, you know, your Secret Service, you're his staff, that you were there and you're telling him what's next. And it's not because, don't take this as, oh, he can't even get from one place to another. When you're busy and you're on stage, and we've been on stage,
Right.
I've done speeches, and I'm so nervous, I'm doing the speech, I'm trying to get it right, and when it's done, I don't know which way to go, and I'm looking for
please.
direction.
Get out
so
of
do
here.
a better job, because you can't have these video images of the president tripping or the president like going the wrong way. It's not going to work in this presidency because his age is going to be a factor.
What?
She's still making excuses for him, so they're not there.
Can we-
But, geez.
Let's revisit her saying that you haven't had a president like this since Clinton.
Yeah.
What is the analogy she's going for? Touching subordinates? What is that? I don't understand the comparison that she's making there.
That he was energetic. I think that's what she was saying.
George W. Bush.
Yeah.
Have you seen him throw out the first pitch after 9/11? Have you seen him throw a baseball? Donald Trump throwing a baseball. I don't understand what she was going for there.
No. I mean, they're still trying to provide cover for him. Yeah, they'll admit, okay, he's 80. Yeah, he's not in the shape he once was, but he's still doing all these great things like nobody has since Bill Clinton. What? Are you kidding me? It's pathetic. It's really sad and pathetic. the cover they continue to provide for him at the expense of this country. That's the thing. It's literally treasonous. Stop it. Stop doing it. Unless you're trying like he is to destroy the country. Jeez. Meanwhile, Republicans running for president are out fundraising. We got Doug Burgum with his Burgumentum.
All right. What do we got?
He's about to drop hundreds of thousands of dollars on gift cards to qualify for the debate.
I see.
His team, which hasn't yet disclosed how many donors he has, framed this as a bit of altruism rather than political opportunism. If you want free money, you're in luck. Doug Burgum has a gift card for you.
Wow.
When you donate to his campaign, they're offering $20 gift cards to donors who give his campaign as little as $1.
So, okay, they're getting around the rules in a technical sense. This is very
wow.
Impressive.
It's a bold and expensive fundraising tactic designed to squarely allow him to hit the donor threshold to qualify for the debate stage, while also raising a new set of legal questions. The effort, billed in a fundraising text as an attempt to help ease the burden of Biden inflation, is a sign of just how unafraid Burgum is to dip into his personal wealth.
I see you working there, Douglas.
All right.
Is that right, Doug? Is that his name? I don't even know.
Doug Burgum.
Doug Burgumentum. Okay. He's apparently worth $1.1 billion, so he could afford some gift cards for us, I guess.
So. Unless he just did he get a donor to donate $20 gift cards?
I don't know, but
that would be my
about
guess.
to send $100 to Doug Burgum.
Yeah? Are you?
Sure. I mean, do I get $20 in gift cards for each dollar?
I don't think so. No, I think you get a $20 gift card for your $100 donation. So that's why you want to give $1 so you get the 20 back. Right? I mean, isn't that what people are going to do?
Right.
All right, here's your $1. Where's my 20?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, can you only do it one time?
That's a good question. I don't know.
I don't know. My scheme.
Probably have rules and regulations on his website, but I don't care enough to bother to go to it.
I'm making $19, man. I'm always up for making money like that.
Also, Vivek has a thing where you get someone to donate to his campaign, you get to keep a 10% commission. So you're out fundraising for him.
Oh, okay.
You raise $100, you get to keep 10. You raise 1,000, you keep 100. That's a pretty good deal.
Listen to these
campaign is founded on the truth.
Schemes.
Here's the truth of how political fundraising actually works.
All right.
There's a tiny group. It's an oligopoly of people who raise money, bundling and otherwise, who get to keep a large percentage, sometimes up to 10% of what they actually raise. That doesn't make any sense to belong to a small group of people. I don't like this system as it exists. But if that's the system we're going to have, my view is let's democratize that and make it possible for everybody to make money as well. So if you're supporting me and you're part of this movement and you want to help us actually raise that money, join my kitchen cabinet, new program we're launching, where you help me raise the money, you get a unique link to do it. We'll have a special relationship. I'm going to keep giving you phone calls, telling you how I think you can be most effective for us. But the money you raise, you get to keep 10% of it.
Okay. So there you go. Another little stunt thing that he's doing.
Looks like the dollar gift cards have all been claimed.
What? Already?
Yeah, so now I can do $5,
Really?
$10, $25, $50. Nope options. Yeah, I mean, it's the only one that, like, I don't know how to explain this, but anyway, it's like the only one that's like grayed out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you go to the website.
So now you can't give $1.
That's what I'm taking away from this. I haven't really advanced
looks like
much
it.
on this, but the dollar option. So now the dude wants $5 for $20. Screw that. I was thinking about giving you, 100 pennies.
But not 500 pennies. That's ridiculous.
That is insanity.
That's insane. To get $20 back? Come on.
That is a smart thing to call it, though. The Biden Economic Relief Card.
Yeah, it's good. That's good. All right. Let me tell you about a new sponsor we have. Welcome to the show. beginning right now. It's Undertack. Life is full of routines, some better than others. Sometimes you can make your day a lot more enjoyable by changing something small like wearing comfortable shoes. And for guys, it starts with your boxers. And that's why I've started promoting Undertack, the most comfortable pair of men's boxers I've ever had. These aren't normal boxers. Undertack is made with modal. Think of it as sort of like cotton on steroids. It's 50% more moisture wicking. It's naturally antimicrobial, and it's just way softer. Undertack stays in place with a sturdy but comfortable extra wide waistband, and the fly design is brilliantly straightforward. Undertack is durable, ultralight, fade resistant, and shrink resistant. Here's the best part. They're almost 30% less than the competition. So go pick up a full drawer of them today. Undertack.com. That's undertack.com. Get 20% off site-wide when you use my offer code PAT20. By the way, Undertack donates a portion of its profits to veteran-run organizations that are actively fighting human trafficking, which I love. So try this out. You got nothing to lose because Undertack comes with a satisfaction guarantee, too. So if you don't like them, you get your money back. Pick up a pair today. Undertack.com. That's undertack.com. Offer code PAT20.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
So RFK Jr. was asked about the possibility of prosecuting Anthony Fauci. He's not a big Fauci fan. You might have noticed neither are we. So definitely a point of agreement here.
Yeah.
But he was asked, okay, so if you become president, would you prosecute him?
Tell me about Fauci. You wrote this big fat book. I could only get through a little bit of it. I can't read anything longer than 700 pages. And you think Fauci's the devil. Would you prosecute him if you ever got to the White House?
I mean, if there were crimes that he committed, of course we would. Then yes. I would tell the Attorney General to prosecute him and not hold off.
Lying to Congress.
Do I think that he committed crimes? I think he caused a lot of injury. I think that he, particularly by withholding early treatment from Americans, we racked up the highest death count in the world. So we only have 4.2% of the globe's population, but we had 16% of the COVID deaths in this country, and that is was from bad policy. Mm-hmm. There's countries that did the opposite of what we did, that provided ivermectin, hydroxychloroquine, other early treatments to their populations, and had 1/200th of our death rate. So there are many things that we did wrong in this country, and some of those were, I would say, knowingly. That some of the things that were done by public health officials at that time, that they knew that they would be harmful to.
Why hasn't the Biden administration punished China?
Punish China for what?
For the lab leak, for withholding PPE during the pandemic?
Well, I think one of the reasons we haven't investigated the Wuhan lab is because the U.S. government, not just through NIH, but through the CIA and through USAID, was actually funding the studies in the Wuhan lab. Mm-hmm. And we did a very, very big technology transfer of bioweapons technology to the Wuhan lab, and bioweapons technology that was developed at NIH expense.
Just a practical question, a question of practicality here, and we've asked it before. I asked it early on. Can he be elected with that voice?
That's
Can
one of the
he
things
be
that
elected?
A shallow U.S. populace will take into account when they vote.
It's literally painful to listen to him speak because you're like, oh, dude, why? And
he's got a lot of great things to say.
He does.
Yeah.
He does. It's just hard to listen because it sounds like he's struggling every time, right?
Yeah.
It sounds like it almost sounds painful.
Yeah.
So
vocal cord paralysis.
Yeah. Dang. And again, it's what Katharine Hepburn had, right? I think it's the same thing she had. But he says good things.
Yeah, sure does. Speaks to a lot of people.
But there was a reason. There was a reason they hid FDR's disability from the American people. There was a reason that he was never seen wheeling around in his wheelchair. It's because people wouldn't have reelected him. I don't think they would have, especially not in the 30s and 40s. I don't know. Maybe we've gotten to a place where it's okay. We can accept that. We'll just go ahead and we don't worry about the voice.
Right. And I think that if you look at the substance there's a substantial number of people from all sorts of political persuasions, myself included, who really appreciate a lot of the stuff that he talks about, prosecuting Fauci, really revealing the connection to the United States government to the COVID outbreak, and getting to the bottom of this stuff and holding people accountable. And he really touches that nerve on so many people. And it's just refreshing to hear somebody talking, because this is a big deal. The vaccine, all this stuff, the outbreak itself, this stuff. Right now, we have a government that just does not care. They just don't care.
Right.
And they're not going to pursue any of this. And when you have somebody talking that wants that Oval Office, it's the same way Trump appeals to people. He talks about going after the deep state.
But, I know.
You know, hopefully 2024 will bring us somebody that cares again.
Oh, man.
By the
please.
way, it's not Doug Burgum, because Burgum Mentum won't take my money. I offered him $1, and
it just won't happen?
When I hit donate $1
he doesn't want
now.
your dollar.
So I think it is just grayed out. You know, people have claimed all the dollars.
Or did they just decide, wait a minute, we're not going to give 20 to 1. We're not going to do that.
I don't know.
I'll bet they did.
I don't know, but I'm not
clicking.
clicking.
Like, that's not a good investment.
Yeah.
So let's not do that. Let's gray out the $1 donation.
See, this is why I'm such a crappy gambler. Like, could I make $15 by giving him 5? 10?
Yeah, you could.
Make him 10? Sure, I could. But no, if it's not 20 to 1 odds, I'm out, man. I'm out.
Also, Joe Biden's vice president, Kamala Harris, talked to us about artificial intelligence yesterday.
You know this is going to be good.
Oh, this will be brilliant, because she's brilliant.
And I think the first part of this issue that should be articulated is AI is kind of a fancy thing. It's, first of all, it's 2 letters. It means artificial intelligence. But ultimately what it is it's about machine learning. And so the machine is taught.
Thank you.
And part of the issue here is what information is going into the machine that will then determine, and we can predict then, if we think about what information is going in, what then will be produced in terms of decisions and opinions that may be made through that process.
Oh, man, she's bad.
She's bad. She's bad. And
she's bad.
And as bad as that was, regardless of what she ever is talking about at any given moment, what she says there is what we have been warning about.
Right.
About the Biden administration wanting to get a hold of
what
AI.
goes in is what you're going to get out.
Yes, and that's why she's the head of this commission, because this administration wants to be in charge of what they're pouring into AI to basically shape opinion in the direction of this, well, I was going to say country, but world. And so as humorous as it is to have her talk to a room full of adults like she's talking to a bunch of 5-year-olds.
Every time.
But that is serious what she's talking about.
Yeah, it is. Yes, it is. How many letters are AI, though? I think she's told us in there somewhere. I forget.
I thought we've talked about this, not putting me on the spot with math.
Wait, there's an A and an I. How many is that? A, I. Vice President of the United States of America.
I mean, what are your options, America?
And then we've got the president we have, who, by the way, had this.
Soon NATO will be the 32nd freestanding, have free, 30 free, 32 freestanding. Don't remember.
Okay.
Don't laugh, old man. That wasn't
so bad.
Funny.
No, it's not. It's just not funny.
They're not laughing with you. They're laughing at you.
So FBI Director Christopher Wray was in front of Congress yesterday. And did he ever have some fun? Here's Representative Chip Roy with some questions about the arrest of a pro-life father at his home. Do you remember this? I think we showed that, didn't we? We showed the authorities coming to get this guy at his house because he got between an aggressive liberal and his 12-year-old son.
Do you believe that FBI agents should go to the home of a father in Philadelphia suburbs?
I'm not going to second guess the judgment of the career agents on the ground who made the determination.
But your job is to second guess and look at what they are doing. Your job is to review what they do. Your job is to protect the American people from a tyrannical FBI storming the home of an American family.
I could not disagree more with your description of the FBI as tyrannical. And
I don't believe it's tyrannical that FBI agents were a part of storming a father's home in suburban Philadelphia?
Mr. Chairman.
Time of the gentleman's expired.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, he yesterday was so bad for Christopher Wray. He was hit on every issue. And again, though, every time you would hear some great exchange between a Republican like Chip Roy and Christopher Wray, you'd hear in the back of your mind the voice of Pat Gray. But nothing's going to happen to this. Nothing's going to come of this. Yeah. I mean, that guy...
I know. At least fire him. Even if nobody spends any time in prison, fire the guy. He's the worst. Jeez. The FBI has had issues since its beginning, though. You know? It's with Hoover. All those years. What? 40 years or 50 years or something?
Yeah. And the way Hoover hid the Kennedy assassination. Being done.
There was
by
a
the
lot
CIA.
that went on during that time period when you think about it.
Yeah, that's a long time period.
Time.
Oh, here we go. Where's my Coolidge buddy? That's one thing we can say about Calvin Coolidge. He gave us J. Edgar Hoover.
Oh.
Shame on you,
Oh,
Calvin.
wow.
Yeah.
Well, nobody's perfect.
So what, he went through right? Because he went all the way to the 70s.
Yeah, he did.
Good.
I think it was a 50-year reign of terror for him, for J. Edgar. Also, Matt Gaetz wanted to know if Christopher Wray was protecting the Bidens.
I'm sitting here with my father. I will make certain that between the man sitting next to me and every person he knows and my ability to forever hold a grudge, that you will regret not following my direction. I am sitting here waiting for the call with my father. Sounds like a shakedown, doesn't it, Director?
I'm not going to get into commenting on that.
You seem deeply uncurious about it, don't you? Almost suspiciously uncurious. Are you protecting the Bidens?
Absolutely not. The FBI
Well, you
does
won't
not
answer
and
the
has
question.
no
Hold on.
interest in
You won't answer the
protecting
question
anyone
about whether or not
politically.
that's a shakedown, and everybody knows why you won't answer it. Because to the millions of people who will see this, they know it is, and your inability to acknowledge that is deeply revealing about you.
Are you protecting the Bidens?
Nice.
Somebody had to ask that.
Good for him. Nice job. Also, it continued. He had more for Ray. Cut to
George Hill, former FBI supervisory intelligence.
Kill that. Can you kill that?
We're looking at cut 10, right?
Great answers. Answers that
No?
I'm sitting here with my father.
Okay, we already did that one.
Kill it, yeah. Well, so he went on to continue to say that, and I may have sent only the one. I don't know off the top of my head, but he went to call him out. We've got to find this clip where he calls out Ray, and Ray thinks he's got the last word. Don't ever think you have the last word with Matt Gaetz, because he did not. So we'll find that for you.
Was that cut 11? It was actually cut 11.
Cut 11? Oh, well, I don't know. Do we have it here?
I don't know if we have it.
Do you have any more cuts
Great
of
answers.
Matt Gaetz?
You give answers that later a court deems aren't true, and then at the end of the day, you won't criticize an obvious shakedown when it's directly in front of us, and it appears as though you're whitewashing the conduct of corrupt people.
Respectfully, Congressman, in your home state of Florida, the number of people applying to come work for us and devote their lives working for us is up over 100%.
We're deeply proud of them, and they deserve better than you.
That's good stuff. That is really good. All right, 888-933-93. There's more. We got much more where that came from coming up.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
got some tweets here. Dirty Mule tweets, so what's the over-under on how many years we pay Ukraine's dues for NATO? My guess is just short of infinity. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there will be an infinite number of years where we do that because we're paying pretty much the rest of the freight as well. Remember when Donald Trump was trying so hard to get Germany and everybody else to pony up on their share?
He got them to pay more.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. Still not their fair share.
No, sir.
David Cullup tweets a conspiracy theory. It's almost like this administration gets confused when talking about the Ukraine-Russia war. Like they're saying the exact opposite in private and then forget which way they're supposed to say it depending on who they're speaking to. It's almost like that.
Almost.
Big Poppy tweets, the left-wing media got the memo from someone that said, Order 99, it's time to get rid of Joe Biden. They're clearing the way for Gavin Newsom. Catch 22, the dollar for 20 still works. You just have to click on the gray part and it turns to blue. Then you can donate that way for $1 for 20.
It does turn to blue, but it doesn't let me.
It still doesn't let you?
When I actually click the donate button with all my credit card information in there.
No, it won't do it, huh?
It just looks at me like, nah, try a $5 gift card or donation.
Or
whatever.
10.
Or 10.
Or if you want to get, let's be reasonable here. Do 20 for 20. We'll give you 20 back when you give us 20.
There should be a Bergam Mintum button, and you push it, and it just randomly takes money off your credit card. You have no idea how much. Goes straight to him.
Right. With or without the card.
Yeah. They're like, we'll send you that card for your $500 donation.
Watch for it. Watch for it carefully in the mail. Yeah, we just mailed it out. Holy Smoke 1776. Patheads, just wanted to let you know we're getting close to the NFL season. NFL, which is 3 letters. Thank you. Thank you, Kamala. Stands for National Football League. Can't wait. Yeah, I can't wait either.
So
NFL, college football season, it's all coming.
You're not going to believe what
coming
I'm
down
gonna
the pike.
You're not even going to believe what I'm going to tell you.
What are you going to tell me?
Check my math, though. College football begins in 43 days after today.
What? Really?
Right?
43 days?
Like I said, check my math.
Oh, my gosh, I love it.
So if there's 31 days in July.
I love it so much.
And you take off 13, it gets you to 18.
Yeah.
I suppose I hear the 30-minute here in a second. 18 plus 25, what's that? 43.
Yeah, okay.
Because it starts on August 26th.
Yeah.
43 days.
43 days. Yeah,
so
it's a little over a month.
Put the 18-minute together along with the 7-minute together, you got 22 minutes. You sell it with 8 minutes of ads, you got 30 minutes.
43 days, bro.
It's getting there. We're getting there. It's almost here. I can't wait. I really can't wait. They just had the Big 12 gathering yesterday.
Was BYU there?
Yeah. Yep, and it was in Arlington.
Oh, right here. It wasn't right here? Like the Big 12 headquarters. They did it at the stadium?
Yeah, they did it at AT&T.
Office is right here.
Yeah, I know. It's right here in Irving, but they had it at the I think at the Cowboys field. So, kind of cool.
Yeah,
kind of cool. Notre Dame is being batted around, for what conference they're going to join, because eventually they're going to have to join one. That NBC deal Notre Dame has to broadcast their home games, it only pays them, I think it was $20 million a year. For Notre Dame?
Bro.
Are you kidding me?
Okay.
So that's about to expire.
Yeah, Nebraska gets a lot more from the Big Ten for sucking.
Yes! I mean, a lot more. I think the Big Ten pays $90 million
I forgot
per
what it
team
is.
or
Yeah,
something.
the new TV deal is ridiculous.
It's outrageous. In the Big 12, it's going to be almost $50 million per school. So, they're getting screwed on this deal.
$80 million to each Big Ten team.
Okay, that's a lot. And that's just the TV deal.
That's just the TV deal.
So, I don't know. Notre Dame, will they go to a conference? And if so, which ones? There are 3 possibilities according to the article I just read.
Okay.
The third most likely is the Big 12. That would be awesome.
Boy, that would be
intense. Awesome. Number 2, ACC, because they've already got the arrangement with the ACC. That sucks. That's not a good option for Notre Dame. I'm not even a Notre Dame fan. I once was. I'm not now, and I don't care what they do, but the ACC is not where they belong. They just don't belong in the ACC, especially since Clemson's going to leave and go to the SEC.
That's
you know
right.
they are.
That's right.
You know
Is
they
that-
are.
Oh, that's not a guarantee. That's just a big rumor.
It's a big rumor, but it's going to
I've heard that,
happen.
yeah. Hold on. Pat Gray used to be a Notre Dame fan.
I was. My dad was a big fan.
Oh, okay.
So,
I
yeah.
gotcha.
Then the number one option, of course, the Big Ten. The Big Ten
that makes
a
sense.
lot of sense for them.
So many reasons. The money, the geography.
Money, geography, yes.
Academics.
Yes. I mean, with Ohio State and Michigan right around the corner from them, I mean, that would be awesome if they were in the Big Ten.
Sure would be.
But who knows? They want to stay independent, apparently, as long as they can. I don't think that's sustainable, though, forever, because, 80 to 100 million a year if they join the Big Ten.
Right, okay.
80 to 100 million.
Okay, but now what if you're the Big Ten?
Yeah.
And you're like, you just signed this 7-year, $7 billion contract for TV rights.
Yeah.
And you land Notre Dame. I think it's about time we already renegotiate.
Oh, yeah, for sure. They'd have to.
Yeah.
And I think probably the networks would be willing to, frankly, to get Notre Dame involved in that as well. I'd renegotiate.
So what's going to happen
we'll
to when Texas goes to the SEC? What's going to happen to that awesome Longhorn network?
I think it goes away.
It's got to go away.
I don't know if it goes completely away, but I know that when BYU folded into the Big 12, they lost all games on BYU TV.
Lost the rights to them?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Okay.
It all belongs to the Big 12. So that would probably I would think it's going to happen to Texas. I don't know. But Texas, they're pretty important, and they usually make their own rules. I don't know if they're going to be able to get away with that in the SEC. We'll see. We'll see.
Okay.
But yeah, I almost forgot that USC and UCLA are also going to be in the Big Ten.
Other rivals of Notre Dame.
Yes.
Let's do this.
I mean, it makes huge sense for Notre Dame to be in the Big Ten.
Yeah. Should we go
Even
back
though
to
I'd love to see them in the Big 12. But let's get back
to
the apocalypse. And, of course, Christopher Wray.
Are you going to make the apocalypse fun?
Yes, we are. We're going to make the apocalypse fun, as always.
Okay, good.
Thomas Massey wanted to know why the FBI tracked gun purchases.
Oh, hell.
Okay.
George Hill, former FBI supervisory intelligence analyst in the Boston field office, told us that the Bank of America, with no legal process, gave to the FBI gun purchase records with no geographical boundaries for anybody that was a Bank of America customer. Is that true?
Well, what I do know is that a number of business community partners all the time, including financial institutions, share information with us about possible criminal activity. And my understanding is that that's fully lawful. In the
Did you ask for that information?
In the specific instance that you're asking about, my understanding is that that information was shared with field offices for information only, but then recalled to avoid even the appearance of any kind of overreach. But my understanding is that that's a fully lawful process.
Was there a warrant involved?
Again, my understanding is that the institution in question shared information with us, as happens all the time.
Did you request the information?
I can't speak to the specifics.
Okay, well, we've got an email where it says the FBI did give the search queries to Bank of America, and Bank of America responded to the FBI and gave over this information without a search warrant.
Oh.
Do you believe there's any limitation on your ability to obtain gun purchase data or purchase information for people who aren't suspects from banks without a warrant?
Well, now you're asking a legal question, which I would prefer to defer to the lawyers, since I'm not practicing as one right now, including the department. But what I will tell you is that my understanding is that the process by which we receive information from business community partners across a wide variety of industries, including financial institutions, sharing information with us about possible criminal activity is something that is fully lawful under current federal law.
It may be lawful, but it's not constitutional. I yield back.
Boom. There's the line.
Nice.
It may be lawful, but it's not constitutional. And did you see the blank look on Christopher Wray's face when Thomas Massey asked him, "Did you get a warrant?" Oh, do we have to do that? Is that a thing? I swear. I mean, that was.
It's not a thing to him.
No, it's absolutely not a thing to him. And that was an angry Thomas Massey.
Yeah,
he doesn't emote very, obviously. But boy, he was not happy. You could tell there.
Also, Representative Harriet Hageman wanted to know why the FBI worked with social media companies.
Director Wray, you and I both know that the federal government is forbidden from doing indirectly what it cannot do directly. In other words, neither you nor the FBI have any legal authority to circumvent the First Amendment by using a surrogate to do your dirty work. Yet that is exactly what you have been doing. The Bureau, under your watch, has been using proxies to violate the First Amendment. Were you the person who gave the orders to use these social media companies to violate violate Americans' First Amendment rights?
Again, I don't agree with your description of our engagement with social media companies.
So who made the decision to use social media companies as a proxy to suppress the First Amendment rights of American citizens?
Because I don't believe that's what we did. I'm not sure there's anyone that would have made such a decision.
Do you really expect the American public to believe that you were not involved in the decisions related to using social media companies to suppress the First Amendment rights of American citizens?
I can't help what people will believe or not. I can only speak to what the facts are.
Wow, what a douchebag.
This guy.
And it's not that he expects us to believe that. He just doesn't think it's a problem.
No.
That's the issue. He doesn't believe it's a problem what they're doing with Twitter and Facebook and everybody else.
and tracking gun purchases and protecting the Bidens.
Right. And not even bothering with warrants.
Targeting
it's all fine.
Pro-lifers. I mean, you name it.
It's all fine.
Yeah.
And parents, because they're pissed off at what's being taught in schools. So we're going to investigate them, too. He didn't think there was anything wrong with that.
No. And time again, we talk about how this administration slow walks everything.
Yep.
He, again, showed up at a hearing
unprepared,
being asked, why haven't you responded to this? Why haven't you provided that? I think, was it in the Massey clip just then? It's been, it might be in another one or something, where he was talking to him about January 6th. And he's like, I don't think we have that one. I don't think I sent that one in. Talking about why was the cell phone data unavailable? Somehow, like, I forget one of the words scrambled, but corrupted data about the cell phone towers or whatever around where the pipe bombs were placed on the night of January 5th. You've got 900 days to provide information about this. I'm surprised Wray didn't answer that. Sorry, Congressman, it was dark, and it's hard for the FBI to do work during the dark.
Yeah, because that's the excuse we've been given.
Right, and
it was dark.
If you recall, one of the FBI whistleblowers, Steve Friend, he posted on Twitter last night, the FBI director told Representative Troy Nehls that no agents were reassigned from child exploitation investigations to domestic terrorism. That's a lie. I was reassigned from child pornography cases and told those cases were going to be considered a, quote, local matter. What is the deal with this government?
I don't know.
It's
really despicable.
And something we talked about yesterday with Tim Ballard. What is it with Disney saying, we're not going to release a film about child exploitation?
Right.
You got, what was the thing in California yesterday? The Democrats defeated a bill that would have made it a serious crime to traffic in child porn I don't know if it was child trafficking.
And the Biden took it off the list as a concern for the administration.
I mean, these guys.
It's bizarre.
It is something
really
else
bizarre.
to witness.
All right. Let me tell you about, we've all been experiencing the impact of abortion in our lives. The breakdown of families, the breakdown of our civilization, the trauma that comes from a woman being pressured to have an abortion, and the steep decline of morality that justifies this atrocity. How should we respond then? Do we stand back and just say, this will pass? Or do we rise up and say, I'm going to stand up for the innocent, for people who can't stand up for themselves? Preborn stands for the helpless. And because of your generosity, Preborn is able to offer free ultrasounds to women. It costs $28 for them to do that. $28 per ultrasound. Once the woman hears the heartbeat, sees that baby through the ultrasound, understands that is human life inside of her, then the chances of choosing life more than double. And years from now, when your grandchildren ask you, hey, what did you do, Grandma or Grandpa, about abortion? You can say, I saved a life through preborn. Or maybe I saved many lives through preborn and my donations to it. One ultrasound, $28 to save a life. Just dial pound 250, say the keyword baby. That's pound 250, keyword baby, or go to preborn.com/Pat.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
So after the testimony from Christopher Wray yesterday, Republican presidential candidate, one of them defended Christopher Wray and the FBI.
Was it Doug Burgum?
No, it was not Doug Burgum.
No.
Or Burgumentum. No, it wasn't. It was this guy.
Oh, no.
And what you saw today, I think, was an animated and combative FBI director who's defending the men and women who work for him every day and do a great job and protect us from domestic terrorism, from international terrorism, and from these drug cartels, and are helping state and local law enforcement every day with their things. So, yeah, I think Chris Wray has done a very good job. And I think, look, a lot of the stuff you see today, John, is theater.
Oh, my gosh.
And people trying to raise money for campaigns. Doesn't mean there aren't problems at the FBI. There are. But I believe Chris is a guy who can get them fixed, and he's fixed a lot of them already.
Make me your Republican nominee.
That's astounding. That's astounding. Okay. All right. I mean,
you like that?
Yeah, that's great. I mean, I couldn't stand Chris Christie to begin with. That made it even worse. That you talk about solidifying my distaste for Chris Christie. That pretty well did it. That summed it all up right there.
Oh, wait, and you got Lance in my ear saying, and he's a Cowboy fan. Good call.
How did you become a Cowboys fan? He's just a bandwagon guy, huh?
No, he's a big time. Yeah, he's big time Cowboys fan.
Yeah, well,
I mean, he goes against his own state.
Where does that come from? You're just jumping on the national Cowboys bandwagon.
Ooh, I better have some strong shocks on that bandwagon if Chris Christie's jumping on it.
Huh. All right, 888-900-3393. More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Welcome to it. Great to have you with us. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Also, Instagram. It's youtube.com/Pat Gray if you want to check that out. And, of course, blazetv.com/Pat. And you can subscribe and save, I don't know, thousands of dollars by using the promo code Pat. Promo code Pat10, Pat20. Pat 50. I don't know.
You just keep typing until you get one that sticks.
Okay, yeah, do that. Try that. See what happens. But in the meantime, Friday night, tomorrow night, Blaze Media is teaming up with the Family Leader to host the first presidential forum of the 2024 primaries. And the best part is it's going to be moderated by Tucker Carlson. So this is Tucker's first public event since he left Fox News. This is going to be awesome. Mm-hmm. And after Tucker is done asking the questions, the candidates' questions that everybody wants the answers to, then Glenn will join Tucker on stage for a very special episode of Glenn TV. So you don't want to miss this. Get over to blazemediasummit.com right now. Click the Notify Me button so you can get an alert for when we go live. You don't want to miss this. It's blazemediasummit.com. Okay?
And if you use promo code SUMMIT,
I think you save $30, right?
Wow. So what is
$30?
the deal?
That's the biggest one I know of.
Why aren't they doing a Pat 30?
Right? I don't know.
Huh.
I don't know. But, you heard it here. So go to blazetv.com/Pat and then enter Summit.
That's what you do.
Yeah, that's what you do.
That's what you do.
And then maybe we'll get credit for it. I don't know. Okay. I got some tweets here. Mr. Nobody. I know she was talking about AI, Pat, but please don't use the name Kamala Harris and the word intelligence in the same sentence.
That's fair.
Her description of it sounded like a Sesame Street monologue. Yeah, everything she does sounds like that. Everything she does, it sounds like she's talking to 5-year-olds or less.
Yeah.
Don Walker tweets, the real question for Ray is, why are you protecting the Bidens? Yeah. Not if you are.
Mm-hmm.
Pontius Pilate 1.
Wow.
When you realize Trump only hired Christopher Wray on the recommendation of Chris Christie, it all makes sense. Mm-hmm. Christie and Wray are buddies. You could tell. Yeah. You could tell that's the case. And Kenneth Parker, Satan is just hiding out in the open now.
That's a fact.
Yeah. No kidding.
By the way, I got a bone to pick with Doug Burgum-Mintum.
Mm-hmm.
I just got an email from him. It says,
what? Already?
Yeah, we're so grateful to have you on Team Burgum. Okay, first of all, I'm not on Team Burgum. Back off. Yet you didn't.
That's why I'm not going to even donate $1 to get the 20. I don't want to be confused as a Burgum-Mintum guy.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Yeah, you didn't complete your recent contribution. Well, then
is that what it says?
And it's not a contribution, obviously.
Right.
So complete it here, and I can click here, which I will not be. P.S. Help get Doug Burgum on the debate stage. Share this link with your friends and all that stuff. I mean,
wow. That's that's amazing.
So
you just did this 10 minutes ago.
Well, that's not what's amazing. What's sad and pathetic is that I entered the information, hit donate, and even though it wouldn't take my $1 donation, it took all my email and phone number and all that stuff for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm on Team Burgum-Mintum. But I love that. That's
Congratulations.
That's like the neighbor that comes over. At least, let's have a conversation before you ask to borrow my hedge trimmer, right? You don't just knock on the door and just be like, what's up? Can I borrow your hedge trimmer? That's not true. I'd prefer you did it that way. But this right here, I don't know this guy. Yeah. And this guy's just like, hey, where's that money, yo? I need that fixed. Let's go. I need.
Well, he wants to get on stage really bad because that's the only chance he has. Nobody knows who he is. I mean, the debates that's his only ticket, right? There's no other way that they can become known. And I think he understands this is not his time, and so he's setting it up for the future, but he's got to get noticed this time in order to have a next time.
I just know if I'm ever standing in front of a ballot with Doug Burgum's name on it, I'm going to be petty, and I'm going to be thinking about this moment here today where this man
I would too.
Took my information but wouldn't take my money.
Indeed.
That's annoying.
Jim Jordan wanted to know why the FBI we're still on the Christopher Wray hearing.
That was a long day for that cat.
A lot of stuff going on, and a lot of lying was being done by Christopher Wray. Yes. Jim Jordan wanted to know why the FBI was working inside Catholic churches. So he asked.
Let me just read from page 4. Provide new opportunities to mitigate extremist threat through outreach to traditional Catholic parishes and the development of sources with the placement and access to report on places of worship. That's pretty fancy language for they're trying to put informants in the parish, in the church. That's what this memorandum said, Director, from one of your field offices. And you won't let us talk to the people who did it. Any response to that?
I didn't know. I was waiting for the question.
No, do you think priests should be informants inside the church, Director?
We do not recruit, open, or operate confidential human sources to infiltrate, target,
Read that statement. Read it.
But that's not what this said. It sounds like you were trying to do it in Richmond, Virginia.
No, sir. No, sir.
You weren't? This didn't happen? You can assure us that this didn't happen?
That product did not, to as best as we can tell, result in any investigative action as a result of it. None.
You know what the motivation for this was? Why would they even think about doing this? You know what the motivation was?
Well, again, I think that's what our internal review will find, and I'd rather wait until I hear what the results of that internal
Well, I don't need an internal review. I can read the document. I assume you can do the same, because it says right there on the same page. Richmond assesses extremist interest in radical traditional Catholics is likely to increase over the next 12 to 24 months in the run-up to the next general election. Same paragraph. Events in which extremists and radical traditional Catholics might have common cause include legislation, judicial decisions in such areas as abortion rights, immigration, affirmative action, and LGBTQ protections. It's politics. That's the motivation.
Yep.
In the run-up to the next election, and they talk about the border, affirmative action, and abortion rights. It's total politics. I mean, I think it's interesting that we just got a decision from a bunch of Catholics who sit on the United States Supreme Court relative to affirmative action. Politics was the total motivation here, and that's what's scary. That's what's, I think, so frightening, and how this happens, I don't know. And 5 people signed off on it. 5 people, including the Chief Division Counsel at the Richmond Field Office. I'd like to talk to this lawyer. And a lot of people in this room went to law school, get a course on the Constitution, talks about the First Amendment. I find that really scary. Again, when do you think we're going to have a chance? How soon are you going to complete this internal investigation so we can talk to these folks who put this together?
What you got?
I expect us to be able to brief the committee on our internal review later this summer.
Will that briefing include the names of the individuals who put this document together attacking Americans' First Amendment liberty?
I'm not sure yet what it'll include because it's not done yet, but when it is, we'll provide you with an appropriate briefing.
What are you doing to fix it so this doesn't happen again?
Well, we've already started putting in place a number of fixes, and those will be further informed by the results of the review.
What are those fixes? More training, more things, more. It's that same thing you told us on FISA. And while you may have some improvement, you still got 204,000 times the database was illegally searched. So what?
Wow, good stuff.
At least you're not taking his BS. That's great.
No,
love that. And there was an interesting moment too between Tom Tiffany and the FBI director.
This is. There better be a follow-up on this one from the journalists.
Did Joe Biden take payments from Burisma or any other foreign companies as vice president, president, or private citizen Biden?
As you may know, there is an ongoing investigation being led by the U.S. Attorney in Delaware, Mr. Weiss, appointed by President Trump in the last administration, that our Baltimore field office is working with, and I would refer you to him as to what, if anything, can be shared.
So the president is under investigation.
I'm not going to confirm or speak to who is or isn't under investigation for what. I'm simply going to tell you.
So he's not under investigation?
I didn't say that either. By long-standing department policy and practice, I'm not going to be confirming or denying who is or isn't under investigation.
I'd be shocked if he was under investigation, but he made it sound like it the way he responded to that first question.
Yeah.
Wow.
Interesting.
Yeah, but that Weiss guy in Delaware, the whistleblower who came out, was it last week? He made it sound like it's a dead end. This thing. So
you think it's going to go anywhere? Of course not. No, it's not going anywhere. They're not going to get this guy. I mean, why haven't we started impeachment proceedings yet?
That's what I want to know.
Why? How have you not? They impeached Trump twice over nothing. Right. You got a lot on Joe Biden, and they're not doing it yet.
And
why?
Why? Right there is the difference between Republicans and Democrats.
Right.
It's frustrating as hell, man.
It sure is. It sure is. And it happens every single time. And this is why we're so disgusted with most Republicans. They just don't do anything when they could be doing something. They got control of the House. You might not have it forever. Do something. That they never do. They never do. Perhaps you've heard of Glenn Beck. He's been ahead of the curve on the ESG scores and how the WEF and governments through corporations want to run our lives. That's what his last 2 books have been about. The new one, Dark Future, came out day before yesterday. You can pick it up now. And it's kind of important to get the hard copy in this particular case because I believe the New York Times puts more stock in the hard copy than they do the digital copies.
Okay.
Something to that effect. The way they count books, I mean, I'm sure they'll still screw in anyway in the count, because this is going to be the number one selling book. But will they give him that? I don't know. You would think best selling means the bookseller who sold the most, but for some reason,
it's so weird.
It doesn't mean that at the New York Times. But if you buy the hard copy, it helps. So anyway. Yesterday, Maxine Waters made it clear that you shouldn't be against the ESG scores and the WEF and governments getting together with corporations.
Maxine says
That's all fine.
All right.
Yeah.
It's become a dirty word for corporate America. It's gotten so politicized.
ESG, okay.
It certainly has gotten
It's not
politicized,
a word, by the way.
And it's unfortunate because it's inevitable that everyone is going to have to participate in dealing with the environmental crisis, social activity, and of course corporate governance.
Corporate governance.
Even if these attempts
I
to
thought
deny
Democrats
or to delay are taking place in the final analysis, we're going to have ESG. And so, yes, we're paying a lot of attention to it. We're going to fight back against these attempts to deny or destroy the whole idea of environmental, social, and governance. But we have to do it in order to save this planet.
Is her face falling off? What's happening there?
Okay. In fairness, it's been very hot lately.
Right. Okay. So it's melting. Yeah. Is that what's happening?
That's what's happening.
Okay. All right. I'm just wondering because.
So let's just revisit that. Can we? Okay.
Mm-hmm. What, the ESG or her face?
Maxine Waters' face.
Okay.
So when I do like an interview for a podcast or something like that, I always call myself first. Just to, do a test. See the lighting, let's make sure it looks okay. No. You can put Maxine back up there because she is lovely.
She is.
Did you?
That's a nice shot. Okay. Yeah, alrighty.
So I think that, okay. So anyway, I think that she failed to look in the the little screen there, and because she got like right up on it, like look at my face. And it was, and the lighting was rough.
And normally I wouldn't make mention of it, but I have to because I'm just sick of these people, and they deserve it. I'm just tired of their garbage. And she is one of the worst of all time. One of the worst of all time.
And what a bland background for a congresswoman. It's like put something official back there, right? Maybe books on a shelf, or I mean, it's a bland blank wall. You could totally put like a green screen up, right?
The hammer and sickle up.
There you go.
Something that means a lot to you.
There you go.
Right?
Now you're thinking. Because she said she's an admitted socialist.
Right? Yeah.
I'm going to tell you what this socialist is all about.
Wait, I said too much, didn't I?
Yeah, but you got to fix the lighting there, Maxine.
Yep.
Did she not have a staffer available?
Apparently not. Because she had plenty of room for the hammer and sickle behind her.
Plenty of room.
Plenty of room. So I don't know what she was doing there.
You could put Che Guevara on one side of her head.
Yeah, you could.
And the old Soviet flag on the other.
Yes.
Let's go.
Plenty of room for that. All right, it's summer, and you might be looking for wholesome, convenient meals to support sunny, active days. Factor, America's #1 ready-to-eat meal kit. And it's #1 for a reason. It's really delicious, super easy, and really, really good food. And it's delivered straight to your door. You'll save time, you'll eat well, and stay on track, reaching your goals. Ready to feel your best when making the most of your summer adventures? Stick to your wellness goals with premium, ready-to-eat meals featuring high-quality ingredients such as broccolini, leeks, and asparagus. Treat yourself to 34-plus weekly restaurant-quality options like bruschetta shrimp risotto, green goddess chicken, and grilled steakhouse filet mignon. Ready in just 2 minutes. Love this stuff. My whole family loves this stuff. Head to factormeals.com/Pat50. Use the promo code Pat50 and get 50% off. That's promo code Pat50 at factormeals.com/Pat50 to get 50% off.
You're listening to Pat Gray Unleashed.
Welcome. Got some tweets here. Linda Rose tweets, as a New Jersey resident my entire life, I've been a Cowboys fan since the early 70s, mostly because I was a Golden Richards fan.
Okay. Oh, okay. All right, well.
But I stayed a Cowboys fan, even though I still live in Eagles territory, hopefully not for long.
Oh, yeah, good luck getting out of there. You know,
now, why is Chris Christie an Eagles fan? I mean, a Cowboys fan, though.
A Cowboys fan, despite being the governor in the state where two New York teams play.
Right.
Because the Giants were awful.
Oh.
Christie said about why he cheers for the Cowboys. I watched Super Bowl V, fell in love with Roger Staubach, even though they lost the game, and I was a Cowboys fan ever since. Okay, but...
Can't argue with that kind of integrity, can you?
Right.
His home team wasn't playing well, and so he didn't like him.
So,
all right, whatever.
Mr. Christie, there's a Falcons fan, lifelong over here. You just take the hand that you're dealt, yo.
I mean, I went through some dark years with the Green Bay Packers, let me tell you. All through the 70s, all through the 80s. Finally in the 90s, along comes Brett Favre and turns that franchise around. Jeez.
You think it's easy rooting for a perennial loser?
No, it isn't.
Okay, Christie.
Not. It is not.
Man.
But you hang in there.
Yeah.
You stay with them.
Yeah.
George tweets, Pat, I don't want to be a conspiracy person, but is it a coincidence that the same people that want all the drag shows for kids and want to accelerate the introduction of sex to kids are also trying to suppress a movie about child trafficking?
But you don't want to be a conspiracy theorist. You're just stating facts.
Just stating facts. And it's also interesting that the same people who loved, adored, practically worshipped the movie Cuties on Netflix. That was a pedo movie. They loved it and praised it, and it was so good. They're the same ones bashing Sound of Freedom right now. Very strange. Yeah, I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist either, but there's something definitely bizarre there. Insightful Giblets tweets, does Team Burgum have jerseys?
I wouldn't know. I'm not on Team Burgum.
Really?
In fact, Doug, can I call you Doug? If you're watching right now, lose my number. Lose my email address, sir. None of this insincere stuff.
From Dark Helmet, of course, Kamala sounds like she's talking to 5-year-olds. She keeps thinking she's addressing her peers. Anthony Osh, outside of some good sound bites, what do these hearings accomplish?
Yeah.
The rascals are not removed from their positions, and they keep doing what they do. Yeah, sadly, that is true.
There are no consequences for lying to Congress. That's for sure.
And Baker Jen, only one more thing annoying. Only thing more annoying than listening to Ray testify is the Republicans grandstand and act like they give a crap and will do something. I can't anymore. Just can't.
I'm with you.
Yep. All right. This article, I guess, is over a year old, but it's making the rounds again. Apparently, pandemic fitness trends have gone extreme. It appears the far right has taken advantage of pandemic at-home fitness trends to expand its decade-plus radicalization of physical mixed martial arts, or MMA, and combat sports spaces. Initially lured with health tips and strategies for positive physical changes, new recruits are later invited to closed chat rooms and groups where far-right content is shared.
Oh, here we go.
These people certainly don't mind. MSNBC.com does not mind conspiracy theories.
Oh, that's
what a bunch of BS.
So that's why it took over a year for this story to get traction, because it first appeared on MSNBC.com where no one goes.
Exactly. Physical fitness has always been central to the far right. In Mein Kampf.
Oh, no.
Nazis are not.
Thank you.
Are not on the right in this country. Nazism And fascism is a far left ideology because it is big government by definition. And big government is far left. That is not a right-wing thing, except in Europe, where they don't have the scale that we have. I can't take it. But in Mein Kampf, Hitler fixated on boxing and jiu-jitsu, believing they could help him create an army of millions whose aggressive spirit and impeccably trained bodies, combined with fanatical love of the fatherland, would do more for the German nation than any mediocre tactical weapons training.
They are trying hard, aren't they?
They sure are.
There are no more arrows in the quiver.
In more modern times, far-right groups have launched mixed martial arts and boxing gyms in Ukraine, Canada, and France, among other places, focused on training far-right nationalists in violent hand-to-hand combat. And okay, this is just, flat-out conspiracy. This is bull crap along the lines of QAnon. This is the QAnon of the left. Why is it okay for them? And you're a kook, you're a crazy nut job if you believe anything from QAnon, but they can spew the same garbage on the left and have no consequences for it. None. Are you kidding me? This is frustrating. It's just so frustrating. Also, Chef Andrew
Gruel,
posted this.
Yeah, it's a crustacean who is a right-winger, obviously, in the gym working out.
Okay.
Buff.
Let's see.
Clearly a conservative. There you go. Look at that, huh? Conservative there. Okay. All right, there. That's fun, right? Them cucumbers got to weigh a good, 2 ounces? At least.
How'd they get it to... What he's doing that? That's interesting.
I don't need the audio every time.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Look at those abs, man.
Good.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Welcome. 888-900 3393, Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Did you read that remember the trans person, at least he was initially reported as trans, he might just be a cross-dresser. I don't know. Maybe he just puts a bra on from time to time and he enjoys that.
Who doesn't?
Right. Who among us, as Jeffy might say. But the mass killer who shot people, he did so to make a point about gun safety. Wait.
Is this the Philadelphia guy?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah. So bizarre. 40-year-old Kim Brady Carrick, well, I don't want to say his name, actually, but he wore a bulletproof vest, was armed with 2 ghost guns, an AR-15 style rifle, and a handgun, as he stalked the area spanning several blocks in the King Sessing section of Philadelphia, where he allegedly shot 7 people, killing 5. He's a cross-dresser, obsessed with guns, taken into custody 10 minutes after police arrived on the scene and was arraigned Wednesday on 5 counts of murder. So he told police that the killing spree was his way of helping police address the gun violence problem.
What?
Because, quote, all these guys are out there killing people.
Wow, that's a long way to the well, sir.
Not making a lot of sense.
Nope.
There, he's kind of lends some credence to these people are nuts theory. It's not about the gun. It's maybe about their mental illness. And maybe some of these people should be off the streets. Somehow. I mean, is there nobody in this guy's life who realized he's stark raving crazy? He told responding officers they did a good job, but later told detectives that Yahweh would be sending more people to help them.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks for the heads up.
Yeah. So, jeez.
Okay, so you notice that this guy isn't your He's not your angry,
not a
straight white dude.
Mega MAGA guy.
So, boy, did this thing not get any traction in the news.
Nobody's talking about it. Nobody's talking about this. Wait, he did this to help Democrats? Okay, that's interesting. It's an interesting
I'm stunned, though, that
way to help.
Someone in the trans community could be bad.
Yeah, because it's only happened, 5 or 6 times lately where they've been shooters in these events. So, over the last couple of years, we had 4, right? We had 4 instances. He would be number 5.
Yeah, it's at least that. Yeah. Yeah, and you talk about Overton window. Okay, hey, stop shooting people, trans guys. Just invite kids to drag shows. That's better.
Right.
I mean, but this guy doesn't fit the template that the left and the narrative.
So they completely dropped it.
Right.
They completely dropped it.
Never even happened.
Right. And they're not even talking about the AR-15 situation in this particular shooting because they don't want to bring it up at all. They don't want to talk about the guy who did it. And that he's trying to help them. Oh, my gosh. It's just, what a world. What a world. By the way, it's a world that might have a shortage of antibiotics to fight syphilis very soon. Apparently, we have a shortage of penicillin that may further hinder attempts to control the syphilis epidemic plaguing the United States. I didn't realize we had a syphilis epidemic. Did you realize that?
Can I just point out that you kind of did a disservice here?
Really?
You didn't hold on to that important public health announcement
until Jeffy was
Jeff
here.
Fisher was here to hear it.
That's true. That is true.
Oh, look, it's sad. It's sad.
Who among us? Pfizer announced that there would be shortages of Bicillin LA. Bicillin LA is a long-acting injectable antibiotic that is also known as penicillin G-benzathine. Of course, that's what I call it all the time. It's penicillin G-benzathine.
Yeah, I'll play the role of Jeffy here.
Now, syphilis, if you don't know what that is, it's a sexually transmitted infection. Without treatment, the infection can cause serious life-threatening problems. Isn't this what they believe Hitler had at the end?
Oh, yeah.
I think they believe he had syphilis or gonorrhea or something, and it drove him mad. Because if untreated, it's really not good. The UK's National Health Service says that it causes life-threatening problems. These life-threatening problems include angina, aortic aneurysm, heart failure, seizures, memory problems, personality changes, dementia.
Wait,
can you think of anybody who has dementia right now?
These are the results of what?
Of syphilis.
Syphilis results. I thought
nerve pain, joint pain, and problems with organs.
Okay, so basically...
Not pianos, but organs.
Organs.
Yeah, specifically you can't play the organ anymore if you have syphilis. Yeah, that sucks.
That's a downer.
I
hate that lifestyle change.
Most people do.
So, okay, you literally just read off side effects of the COVID vaccine. So you could have...
True, yeah.
Bad effects from the vaccine, or you could have syphilis.
Or you might have syphilis. You should look into that, really. So, wow. And then they go the added measure of telling me the wonderful symptoms of syphilis that you can identify, and I'm not going to get into that.
Oh no!
It is really nasty.
Does it involve things falling off your body?
Yeah, and growing on your body, and in areas that I don't really want to talk about, frankly. But Bicillin is the only treatment for syphilis that's considered safe for pregnant women and can help prevent the disease from transferring to the fetus.
That's what I was worried about.
Without treatment, syphilis increases the risk of miscarriage and birth defects. So this is not good if there's going to be a shortage of this. It's expected to worsen the syphilis epidemic, which was caused by the very epidemic it is needed for. What? That's a weird sentence. The rising demand for the medication and amoxicillin has left Pfizer with a shortage. I've been telling you about the penicillin and the antibiotic shortages that are coming, and they're here. They're here.
Do you trust any drug from Pfizer or Moderna anymore?
I have a hard time with them, that's for sure. Yeah, definitely.
How about vaccines in general?
Yeah.
I just... This last 3 years has really changed my perspective. Like
I think a lot of people's.
Right, to hear Jeffy tell it, I've always been against vaccines, which is completely untrue. But at the time they came out with the COVID vax, I was like, maybe I'm not going to jump on board with this one. And so now I'm having to go back and become what Jeffy thought I was before, which was against all vaccines. Because now I don't trust the people that are in the pipeline.
I was fascinated a couple weeks ago to hear RFK Jr. say he's not an anti-vaxxer.
Right.
Like, wait, what?
Right.
You're not?
No, that Joe Rogan interview, he really covers a lot of ground and how he even became the way he became with vaccines, and it's really
interesting.
It's very interesting. But now I don't consider myself anti-vax, but I sure as hell am on the doorstep of becoming anti-vax and letting you call me that. I don't care, because I'm anti these big pharma corporations.
Yeah.
You know, I thought that the left used to be
with the
as
government,
well.
Which is suspicious.
Exactly.
It's suspicious.
Yeah.
And the left was suspicious until this vaccine that they love that Donald Trump helped develop.
Hold on a second.
So it's really weird.
Okay.
Really weird.
So many thoughts here. But let me just say that I don't trust the government. And I sure as hell don't trust best friends of the government. So where do you go? I don't know what to tell my kids about when they have kids.
Yeah.
I have no idea what to tell them. My kids got vaccinated on, the issues that the childhood stuff, blah, blah, blah. But I don't know what to tell them about their own kids coming up. But to your point, isn't it amazing how the left hated Big Pharma? They would preach that message to us all the time. You know what else they used to be against?
Big Pharma was evil.
They used to be against war, too.
Oh,
But boy, they sure are on
Not
board
anymore.
with sending whatever. Oh, we haven't sent everything? Let me look in these drawers. If we got anything else we could go send to the war effort, our proxy war, the Great Reset War.
Yeah, we're out of
Russia.
stuff. Now we're going to have to send people. All right, let's send boots on the ground. That's what they'll do.
Yeah. And
soon.
Didn't the left used to tell us, man, women matter. They're so important.
Yep.
Let's make sure to push women's sports, women leadership, and all this stuff. And now they're on the front lines of ceding all of this ground to men. I do not understand this.
It's crazy. It's nuts.
Laborious, just trying to think like them.
I know. All right, speaking of this antibiotic shortage, I want you to picture for a minute what happens if this really becomes widespread. What if it's not just for syphilis? It's not just syphilis medication. It's all kinds of antibiotics. Well, with our medication being manufactured in China for the most part, it could get much, much worse before it gets better. So what do you do if antibiotics that you need aren't available? Well, you get the Jace case from Jace Medical. It's a great way to keep yourself prepared for the worst. It's a pack of 5 different courses of antibiotics that you can take to treat a long list of bacterial illnesses. Things like UTIs and respiratory infections, sinus infections, skin infections, lots more. It's a great way to be ready for shortages. It's great for traveling. Don't get caught unprepared. Go to jacemedical.com, enter the promo code PAT at checkout. That's promo code PAT at jacemedical.com.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Pat, did you see that story where they're saying, hey, be careful of the bumper stickers you put on your car because you could release too much information about yourself to people. And
That's for sure.
And I got to thinking about you when I saw this story because I know that your back half of your car, how the whole car is just
covered,
plastered. That's a lot of information that you're putting out there about yourself, bro.
It really is. Yeah, it really is.
So maybe you should take precautions because that's the thing, though, especially if you have the same route and the same hours every morning.
It's a weird bit that we do.
Especially
since I am anti-bumper sticker on my car.
Yeah.
But yes, if you've ever seen, I don't know if we still have the photo of my car. It's covered completely in bumper stickers.
Yeah, is it? Yeah. So, I mean, you talk about people releasing too much information to the public. It would be Pat Gray driving around town with his 704. What are you up to, 704? 705?
I think it's about 750 now.
Yeah. So just be careful. But I got to thinking about this. There used to be a guy who I would see every morning who had the same weird hours as me. And it was just weird to see somebody. But you knew it was him because it was like I think it was like a Prison Planet. It was some Alex Jones bumper sticker. I was like, oh, there's Prison Planet guy over here on the interstate again. Yeah. So anyway, you cut somebody off in traffic and you're on the same route. That's dangerous.
Yeah.
So just be careful.
I mean, yeah, you'll see what drives me out of my mind is, are all the left-wing bumper stickers that people put on their Prius.
Coexist.
Yeah.
Coexist.
Do
you really mean that?
No.
I feel like if you got to know me, you would not want me to coexist with you.
And on and on and on and on, and animal rights stuff and climate change stuff, and it's irritating. But every dad needs this one on their cars.
Oh.
If you belong in this bathroom, okay, the men's, and you follow my daughter or my wife into this bathroom, the women, you're going to need this bathroom, the handicapped one. That's really good.
I wish I had more space on my vehicle.
Really good.
That is awesome. That is so good.
It is. I like it. Also, a key California Assembly committee has blocked a bill to make child trafficking a serious felony. I think you mentioned this.
What is this, man?
I don't know. We just had the Biden administration remove it as a serious concern.
Yep.
They took it off. And now California lawmakers in the Assembly Public Safety Committee blocked a measure that would have had classified human trafficking of a minor as a serious felony under state law.
How is that not 100-0 votes?
I don't know. Something bizarre is going on with this.
Just when you think, hey, we find something we can all have common ground on.
Yeah, wouldn't you think?
Nope.
The measure was halfway through the state's legislative process, having cleared the state's Senate unanimously with broad bipartisan support. None of the 6 Democrats on the Assembly Public Safety Committee were willing to cast a vote on the measure on Tuesday.
Wow.
Republican Assemblymen Juan Alanis and Tom Lackey were the bill's only yes votes. Following the vote, those in the audience could be heard yelling, "You're horrible."
Oh, wow.
"You should be ashamed of yourselves," to the committee members. Well, yeah. Human trafficking victims embraced and sobbed in front of the dais. My gosh. Wow. That one's very difficult to figure out.
We are a nation gone mad, man.
I don't understand that. Don't understand. 1 in 3 Seattle residents consider relocating right now. They're considering it because of crime and the high cost of living in Seattle. So Seattle's got a lot going for it right now. It's sad because Seattle is a beautiful city. It used to be beautiful. A lot to do, a lot going on.
Yeah.
Really cool area of the country. But now 1 in 3 Seattle residents are considering moving away due to safety concerns over daily crimes and the high cost of living. About 33% of Seattle residents surveyed said they were seriously considering moving out of the city. 67% said they were not. The poll of 500 residents was conducted by phone. Among the residents who say they're considering leaving, 37% blamed the rising housing costs and 34% cited the public safety. Overall, renters, 44% were more likely than homeowners, obviously, 27% to consider moving out. A little harder to move when you're owning a home because you got to sell the stupid thing. And, then you got the governor of the state of Washington, Jay Inslee, who's enough of a nightmare in and of himself to warrant leaving that state. Jeez. I don't know how you do it. My brother lives in Washington state, and I
Which side? East or west?
West.
Uh-oh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Run.
I think it's an hour or so from Seattle. Really beautiful place. But again, it's being ruined. It's being wrecked, as so many places are.
So many beautiful places are being ruined,
San
too.
Francisco, San Diego, Los Angeles. All of California is being wrecked. So congratulations on that. Also, it's so bad. Things are so bad right now. Look at this in Portland. How to gain entry into a convenience store.
Right.
Check this out.
Uh-oh.
Please look at camera for entry.
Oh, hell no.
Look at the camera for entry.
No.
And if you stand on the shoes and look into the spheroid.
See, that guy's a veteran. He understands. I've been through this.
Oh, stand on the shoes?
Yeah.
Yeah, stand on the shoes and look into the camera. And then it gets your face, and then it unlocks the door. And
if you're not on like a criminal database or something?
I guess. I don't know.
I wonder where that...
Or maybe they just log that so that if you're going to steal stuff and leave, they've got you on camera. And I don't know if it's going through a database. I don't know. That I don't know.
That's okay. So let's just say it doesn't let you in. Let's say, recognizes your face, or it doesn't. Like it says, you're fine to come in, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you go and you steal something, you run off. Next day you come back, or week, or whatever, month, and then it's like, oh no, you're the guy who stole the Snickers, because it really satisfies. But the person doesn't get in, fine. Do you not want to prosecute him?
Well, yeah, you could.
So
with the evidence now, you can give that to police.
But how do you capture him if you're not letting them in the store to hold them in there? You see?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how to make a citizen's arrest there.
And you put them in cages, like Donald Trump did. He put the kids in the cages. Remember that?
Oh yeah, that's right.
So I guess that's how you would do it. I don't know.
Okay. All right. Noted.
It's a long way to the well.
Long way
to the well.
But you know what? Somebody out there right now is appreciating that.
Yeah. Meanwhile, this should help with crime in California. A Democrat-backed bill making its way through California legislature right now would require judges in the state to consider a convicted criminal's race.
What?
When determining how long to sentence them to prison.
What is equal protection under the law matter at all?
Oh my gosh, that's so far done.
Right, I
We're
know.
so
sorry,
done with that. That is so 1776.
My bad.
Stop it.
You're right.
Assembly member Reggie Jones Sayer, the Democratic chair of California's Assembly Public Safety Committee, man, they're involved in everything, quietly introduced Bill 852 in February. The Assembly went on to pass the little-known legislation in May, and the measure is currently being considered in the state Senate. The bill would add a section to the Penal Code of California requiring courts, whenever they have the authority to determine a prison sentence, to rectify alleged racial bias in the criminal justice system by taking into account how historically persecuted minorities are affected differently than others.
How is this reality?
Because it's California.
Because it's California. Which, by the way, do you see 50 Cent?
My gosh.
Who my mother-in-law refers to as Mr. 50 Cents. 50 Cent apparently says LA's done. It's done.
Oh, he's right about that.
It's a trash hole, and it's done.
He's right about that. It is the intent of the legislature to rectify the racial bias that has historically permeated our criminal justice system, as documented by the California Task Force to study and develop reparation proposals for African Americans.
Wow. Okay.
Whenever the court has discretion to determine the appropriate sentence according to relevant statutes and the sentencing rules of the Judicial Council, the court presiding over a criminal matter shall consider the disparate impact on historically disenfranchised and system-impacted populations.
Amazing. Congratulations, California, making strides.
My gosh. But they're going to fix it. They're going to fix this racial inequality now, once and for all.
Lady Justice is blind, but she's peeking under that blindfold. She's like, okay.
You're black
give
or
less
brown
time
or
for
white. Because if you're white, you're going to spend a really long time, because we got to make up for the disparity that's been happening all these years.
Hey, apparently we got a bingo winner. I just wanted you to know. Isn't that neat?
That is neat.
So they're going to get, what, $30 at patgrayshop.com?
Yes, they are.
And a box of Kexi cookies. How many cookies come in the old Kexi box?
12.
So a dozen.
Yeah, there are a dozen.
Okay,
Yeah.
just checking. All right, so I don't know if we have the individual ready to go, but what's the first name? Do we have a first name so we can at least say congratulations? Cheryl. All right, so congratulations to
Cheryl.
Cheryl. Enjoy your...
And the bingo happened.
Happened in the top row, Pat.
On the top row.
Yeah, it sure did.
En fuego. Jeffy, what are you going to do? Then we have... Matt Gates, be offended. Then it is Making the Apocalypse Fun.
Which we covered earlier today.
And did we do the Spy Soldiers? Attaches? No, we did the kids. No, you led me astray.
I went the wrong way. I'm sorry. That's my fault.
It starts in the upper left and goes down.
That's my fault.
Not across.
Excuse me.
So it's En Fuego. Kids in Cages.
Kids in Cages just did.
And then
Fauci, I represent
science. Keith says
Broken Record Biden.
And then En Fuego.
He got the twofer on En Fuego. Thank you. Just too muck and fudge with a gift for the people. So
yes,
straight down.
Was that on purpose,
side.
or was that just
no? And she tried to correct it. I was like, too late, man. It's already been posted at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. We're moving on.
It's okay. It's fine.
Thank you.
So Jeffy will join us tomorrow. We'll finish off the week together. I think it might be a frivolous Friday because I think we're getting tired of the madness and talking about the madness. So maybe we'll take a little bit of a break. I mean, we'll cover what has to be covered, but we'll have some fun tomorrow. We'll see you then.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.